News Network, I want to tell you about something, and you, the people, I want to tell you about something today. I want to fill you in about the worst smugglers of all time.
Okay.
A couple of girls who went on a cruise and brought, if I remember correctly off top before reading the article, 23 kilos in their suitcase.
That's a lot.
Completely unconcealed. They just stuffed it in a suitcase and brought it on a cruise.
Brilliant.
Meet the worst smugglers of all time. Isabel Lagasse, if I said that correctly, and Melina Roberge document their alleged smuggling journey on Instagram. And that wasn't even their biggest mistake. So not only did they do what I just told you about, smuggling all this stuff in their suitcase, they were posting selfies on Instagram documenting the whole trail of where they went. If Isabel Lagasse and Melina Roberge, if Isabel and Melina were trying to avoid jail, possibly for life, by hiding huge bags of nondescript luggage, they failed. But if they wanted numerous public bikini shots and selfies documenting their wild ride on a 2-month luxury cruise to be spread across the international news media, they nailed it. Lucky for us, the duo provided both an example of why not to smuggle absurd amounts of across international borders and a taste of what an $11,000 plus cruise looks like, documenting stops in Bermuda, Chile, Ecuador, and New York City's Times Square. Authorities have yet to reveal how or when they knew that both of these girls were carrying 35 kilos of on a cruise liner headed from England to Australia. 35 kilos, Kyle, is not an insignificant amount of. That is not, and in fact, there's a link here on the 35 page no longer available. New York Times, you suck. That is a very significant amount of, that is worth millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's worth like $2 million, give or take. That's fucking nuts. And they just brought on a cruise liner. But when the MSC Princess made its final dock in Sydney, Australia, the two were quickly arrested along with another man, 63-year-old Andre Tamine, who himself was holding 60 kilos of.
Damn.
It's unclear what connection the two have with Tamine, but together, the authorities called the 95-kilo bust Australia's biggest ever seizure of coming through a passenger boat or airport. Sniffing dogs found the 200 pounds of wasn't a fluke. Multiple government agencies, including the Canadian Border Service, the Australian Federal Police, and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, had been tracking the cruise ship's voyage. Someone got tipped off here.
Yeah.
What's interesting, though, is who these girls were, right? These girls boarding this boat with 35 kilos of cocaine were literally random, Instagram influencers, small-time Instagram influencers with, 10,000 followers, give or take. These weren't, the average person you expect to be trafficking this shit, right? Now, these three wannabe narcos messed up in numerous ways. All of them were found in plastic bags stuck directly in suitcases, half hidden under what appeared to be dirty towels. We even have a picture here. Clearly the work of people who have never heard about the lengths most smugglers go to conceal their product from police.
Right.
I mean, look at this picture right here. That's just how they had it in their suitcase. They didn't hide it or anything. They just boarded a cruise ship with a bunch of fucking. According to the Australian Critical Intelligence Commission's 13th annual data report, released just a few weeks before the bust, only 306 kilograms were detected crossing the Australian border in the year of 2014 to 2015. This is a bit of an older article. And the 5 most significant finds that year, in which people tried to use things like a log splitter and a pastry machine to conceal their hauls, only added up to 95 kilos. These two girls alone had more than a third of that amount. That's a fuckload of bullshit. This was the biggest seizure of the year in Australia. And it was just a couple random chicks. The average score for the border guards, give or take, is usually about 20 kilos. So these two figured they could stuff nearly twice that and roll on suitcases and bring them on a cruise ship. Where it came from is not stated in this article. There's not any update on this case, which, in my opinion, if you ask me, that means they probably snitched on somebody.
Right.
More than likely. These women probably snitched, and they're probably in, witness protection or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because 35 kilos of is a fuck ton.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And if you're just handing that off to two random chicks boarding a cruise,
Right. I was thinking that. How did 28 and 22-year-old girls get like millions of dollars worth of and an $11,000 cruise? You know, like that's kind of wild. So they were probably being used, if I had to guess.
For sure. It just begs the question. It's like, do you think it was voluntary or like
That
was
I
it
have no
something,
idea. Or was it like, I'll pay you if you do this?
we'll kill your family?
Yeah. Or, you know, I give you $100,000 or $10,000 each if you know, just literally just get on this cruise with this suitcase.
Dude, I watched this body cam video recently where there was this guy who was trafficking. He had he got pulled over and he had a truck just full of, like, he had like 200 pounds of truck. And he claimed that he got paid $1,500, only $1,500 to drive that across like halfway across the country. Bro, that's like, and it was corroborated in the report. Like, it was apparently he ended up snitching and like getting some other people in trouble, and like the police accepted that amount. So, assuming that is really all he got, dude, isn't that so fucked? Like, some people really will throw their life away for $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
I understand desperation, but it's like, bro, if you're gonna do that, just go rob a bank. At least
I
you
mean,
get
he
$5
might
grand or
have
something.
literally just paid for the cruise. You know, it said it was an $11,000.
Ladies, you want a free
cruise.
trip? Just take this suitcase.
Right. And then they said they documented the whole thing on Instagram. So it kind of would make sense if they literally just got like their cruise paid for.
Getting
and
a
he's like, don't open this suitcase. Just bring it on.
Getting
you
a
know?
luxury cruise like that is almost like insurance when you're trying to smuggle, I feel like, because they're not going to be as on ass. Like,
Yeah.
someone going on like a Carnival cruise might get profiled a lot more than someone going on this luxury,
Right.
high-end cruise where like they're going to a million different countries.
Right.
You know, and maybe when they're moving 35 kilos at a time, that luxury cruise is like how they conceal it. It's
Right.
like no one will ever suspect this on here.
Yeah.
Imagine how sick it is to have 30 keys of in your hotel room while you're on a luxury cruise.
That's
At any
insane.
moment, you're just like, yo, you want to go do a bunch of, like, you want to go geek? It's like, yeah, bro, yes. Yes, I fucking do. You know what else I have for us, Kyle?
A bonus
I had an
article.
article. I like to pull these bonus articles sometimes, and I'm not going to lie. When I was
They're
like
fun.
doing my News Network research, I found this article that I loved too much to let slide. I just wanted to share it this week. The $800,000 Wheel of in Heathrow Airport, which is an airport in the UK. Oh my God, they're asking me to subscribe. Remind me later. A woman was arrested after $800,000 worth of was found hidden in a cheese wheel that she brought into the airport. Here she is, Jamie Choi, the wheel enthusiast. Now, the interesting part, this woman flew through customs because she's from California. She didn't actually fly from California, but she flew from a different country. A 23-year-old woman from the U.S. has been jailed for 5 years and 3 months after attempting to smuggle worth 800,000 pounds, British pounds, not even US dollars, into the UK, concealed inside a Parmesan cheese wheel. Jamie Choi from California was stopped by UK Border Force officers at Heathrow Airport on the 25th of May, 2025, after arriving on a flight from Brazil. When questioned about the 8 kilograms of cheese she was carrying, Choi claimed a friend suggested she buy it from Lima, Peru for them to try. However, when officers examined it, they discovered the cheese contained 94% pure.
Damn.
Bro, that's some Walter White.
Yeah.
94%? That's pure as fuck. She's literally, like, she might be cooking it. Like, that's an insane purity. When questioned about the 8-kilogram cheese wheel, oh, wait, I already read that part. I'm drunk. The National Crime Agency took over the investigation and traced Choi's travel route. She had flown from Los Angeles to Lima on the 20th of May, then to Paraguay before traveling to the UK from Brazil. Flying out of LA initially with a cheese wheel makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like LAX, bro, I'm telling you.
You probably didn't give her any shit.
I have flown out of this airport so many times, and it's really funny how brazen people are when they're flying with a fuckload of like example. I fly with a lot of, and I sometimes consider myself brazen, but there's dudes who like, they're wearing a backwoods hoodie with a cookies hat, and they have like a duffel bag that's also cookies, and they reek of it, and you can tell they got it in their bag. And it's like, dude, they don't give a fuck at LAX because they're too busy looking for the wheels,
Right.
the 800,000-pound wheels, right? During a search, officers found a notebook in Choi's handbag with an entry dated 21st of May, the day she left Lima, Peru, stating, "I dropped out of University of California, Santa Barbara on Monday. Currently, I'm in Paraguay in South America, solo traveling for the first time. It's been amazing so far." Bro, she dropped out of a great school in California to start trafficking wheels.
Yeah.
I respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Choi pleaded guilty to importing Class A at Isleworth Crown Court on the 6th of August. An NCA senior investigating officer, Barry Vanall, said, we've seen people trying to smuggle into the UK hidden inside all manner of innocuous-looking items. But Border Force and the National Crime Agency are well practiced in finding whatever the disguise. Smuggling into the UK is simply not a risk worth taking. It has consequences, as seen in this case. Dude, free her.
Mm-hmm.
That dude, 94% pure. Honestly, if we smoked that back in the day when we did it, we probably wouldn't be here filming this right now. We'd still be smoking.
Yeah.
Like, 94% pure is shocking.
Yeah,
It's
we'd
almost
be
too
chasing
strong,
that
probably.
for life, probably. Yeah.
That's the dragon that got away,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the real dragon.